Okay. Yep, we're live. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the extension of the Son of Man. I would like to greet every brother and sister with the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, family. This is your brother, Knowledge 5845 on the gram, author determined to change, Brother Winfred X of the Waxahachie Study Group here in Dallas, Texas, student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, by the way of the eternal leader, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I can never thank Allah enough for appearing in the person of Master Father Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. I appreciate every brother and sister coming on. I pray to Allah God that every brother and sister is fine and well on this Wednesday evening, right? I'm live right now on Instagram, but I'm also live right now on YouTube. And I wanted to be able to go live on my YouTube so I can start, continuously sending people towards my YouTube. And, you don't have to catch it live or whatnot. But at the same time, you're able to go back. But of course, I want to definitely continue what we're witnessing in our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. I always want to strive to respect the brother, in his name or whatnot, and that's one thing that we have to start doing as a people, man. We got to start respecting what people want from us. You know what I mean? Like if a person changed their name, if a person have an epiphany, if a person come into a light, we got to respect that space, man. We have to be able to respect people. We always have a ridicule or some blowback to say about somebody because a person is striving to change. A person get enlightened at a certain point of their life, and other people around don't want to see that person strive and don't want to see that person be able to reach the highest heights that they could ever reach with the God in them. One of my favorite sayings is, when you unfold, your God in you unfolds. My God is not going to unfold when your God unfold. Everybody God does not unfold at the same time, okay? But at the same time, we still have that capability and the potentials. All of us have a true living God off inside of us. As long as you're breathing, God is amongst you. God is in you. But also, as long as you're breathing, Satan is around as well. The devil is a part of what we're trying to get master of, right? That's what we're trying to control. And who's better? Giving us a better description, giving us a better knowledge, and giving us a better understanding than the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, extended in our midst right now, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I want to continue to talk about what our brother Ye is experiencing, our family, because as we continue to go down the timeline, we're constantly seeing that. Walaikum salam to all my brothers and sisters that's coming on. Thank you for joining the live. Share the live, please. Also, the title of the live is Truth Literally Stands Alone. So I want to speak about truth literally standing alone. It's become cliche. It's a lot of sayings and slogans that we use every day. Loyalty over everything, and money over bitches, and truth stands alone. If God is with me, who can be against me? And we tend to say those things in our emotions. We tend to say those things when we're in our feelings, when somebody has done us wrong, or we feel like somebody has done us wrong. And then we start to spew out different scriptures, and we spew out so many things. But in reality, when the smoke clears, what does that really look like? What does truth literally stands alone really look like? What does it look like when we say that if God is with me, who can be against me? What does that really look like? Do we really understand what that looks like? Well, the latest is that we had Jaylen Brown that plays for the Boston Celtics, And we had the other brother that plays for the LA Rams, Big Donaldson. Well, the brothers was up under Dundas Sports. Well, now their agents have guided them and told them, hey, you need to come from up under this because it's a lot of scrutiny. It's a lot of things that are tied to this, and anything that is tied to our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is going to burn. It's going to burn, right? So their families are being advised to remove themselves from our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, because the brother is going on a rampant. The brother is supposedly speaking anti-Semitism, but we know that how can it be anti-Semitism when the European are not Semites? I mean, it's easy for us to go research it. It's easy for us to pull it up on a laptop and literally show that they're not Semites. So what they're doing is they're bullying and they're ruling with fear. They're ruling in falsehood. They're ruling with deceptive intelligence. I mean, and it's bold. See, Satan has went from a serpent, which is a snake, to becoming a full-grown dragon. I want y'all to hear me. I want y'all to understand where I'm going with this. See, this is a spiritual warfare. And if we're not equipped spiritually to be able to see beyond the surface, we can't just have a carnal mindset dealing with everything that's coming down the pipeline. This is why the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided and taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is so important. We're not trying to get you to become Muslim and trying to change your denomination. Truth is going to do that anyway. If you continue to follow the truth and you continue to not be afraid, it's going to do that anyway. You're going to bear witness to the nature of how you was created in existence. It stands alone. So we've heard that many times before, brothers and sisters, that truth stands alone, right? Well, it is true. Truth does stand alone. And look at how they're doing our brother. No one wants to associate with Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. Because why? Because truth literally stands alone. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke about when he started to bring the nation back to its feet after the departure of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said that when he announced that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was physically alive, he said that people started to walk away from him. People started to call him crazy. People started to say he was weird. People started to say all these things about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because of the statement that he made, right? It's going back again to truth literally stands alone. Look at how, see, when we either don't understand the truth or we fear the consequences and repercussions for standing for the truth, how can we say that we are true believers? How can we say that we if I was living back in the slave days, oh man, shit, I would have been dead. I would have been doing this and that. But yet and still, here it is in 2022, we're shying away from our brother who's speaking truth to power, who's speaking 100% truth pertaining to the so-called Jews gaining the economic stronghold on Black America, Black and brown America. That is true. We have other people outside of the Black man and woman that has bear witness against these so-called Jews, the synagogue of Satan, how the so-called Jews have crippled not only the Black communities, but they've crippled every community that there is. Brothers and sisters, our people are afraid because our people look at the reality and says, well, I mean, you know what? I worked my butt off. And listen, I asked a question. I posed a question. I said, what were your thoughts? I never gave my perspective when I seen Donald and Jaylen Brown, who were players up under the Donda Sports, right? I just asked, what did y'all think? Some people were saying, hey, most people were saying, oh, they're cowards and they some coons and they chickened out and this and that. But let me say this: I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. Those brothers removing themselves and saying, hey, you know what? Because let me tell you why. We're quick to write ourselves off. We're quick to throw each other away without a comprehensive knowledge. It's easy to say what you would have done, but you're not in that condition. You're not in that situation. So a lot of us that criticize from the sideline, we're going to work punching in on the clock, taking a 30-minute break, saying all of the things that Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is doing wrong. Oh, he's doing this wrong. Oh, man, he ain't no billionaire no more. A TMZ came out. Forbes already came out and said he ain't no billionaire no more. That's what he get, man. He's so stupid. Oh, man. Oh, we spew out so much ignorance amongst ourselves because we lack comprehensive knowledge. The Quran says, how can you dispute about a situation or an affair without comprehensive knowledge? See, a lot of times, and I'm going somewhere with this because anytime that I speak, anytime that I come in front of you, or I'm blessed to come in front of my brothers and sisters, I want to turn your attention to the importance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Make no mistake, I don't ever want to come up here and want you to think that this is about me. Every situation that we see unfolding, I want you to revert back to the reality of that man, the importance of the supreme wisdom that he is teaching us and what he's been teaching us for us for decades, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We have to stand up and give him a standing ovation because everything that he's ever taught us and told us, look how bad he was ridiculed. Again, the name of the live is truth literally stands alone. So just understand, let's look at the scriptures. When Jesus said, some of you will be persecuted. Some of you will even be killed when you stand up in my name. See, the Jesus of 2,000 years ago, it's easy to claim him because he's not here to defend himself. It's easy to say that, Jesus is all of this to me. But when we really literally study the things that Jesus went through in the scriptures and we fast forward to 2022 and we are able to align the scriptures of the things that Jesus went through, and when we see those identical situations happening right now, then we don't find ourselves still standing on what we stand on, because that Jesus that we read about of 2,000 years ago, he's not able to come back and say, hey, you're doing this wrong. Hey, that's not why I did this. This is not why I said that. We take that Jesus in our own passive way, but the overhead is still the white man in high places. He's still in control. He still have a fear on the masses of the people, because when we are, for once, the first thing, we are taught deceptive intelligence from the cradle. We're taught in public schools tricks and lies, deceptive intelligence about ourselves, right? They teach us about everybody else, and they teach that we were slaves. They teach that. They shape us into the slave, into the modern slave. So that's important that they continue to teach us in that way. This is why they're always asking, hey, if you stay in a certain zone, they'll come to your house, they will call your phone. Hey, we don't see that your children are enrolled in any of the zones of the vicinity of the public schools that are around here. Can we ask you why? Always probing, always snooping, always wanting to know how you're thinking. What is the first thing that Facebook says? What's on your mind? That's the first thing that they want to, what's on your mind? Because they have to keep up. They have to continue to keep up, to keep you in control, to make sure that when they push a button, your hand go up. Push another button, this one comes down, this one goes up. You turn, you do this, you're programmed. It's amazing. It is amazing, brothers and sisters, how I go down my timeline. And I'm talking about brothers and sisters, black people, just like me and you, dogging the brother out. Oh, Kanye West ain't this, he ain't that. Oh man, I'm happy they doing this to him. Really? Man, that's sickening, man. It is so sickening to have to really say, you really happy that they doing this to this brother? Oh, come on. That's crazy. But I made a post the other day. I think it was yesterday, matter of fact. I made a post, brothers and sisters, and I said that the more that we are crucified, the more we are raised. And in order to say that, you have to have a spiritual sustenance. You have to be feeding from a spiritual perspective. You have to be feeding on a supreme wisdom to be able to see beyond the surface of the things that are going on. We have to be able to study the reality of cause and effect. Okay? Everybody is afraid. Everybody is disowning our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. We don't want to have anything to do with it. Oh, it's not us. Master, we want you to know it's not us. We don't have anything to do with him. But guess what? When you stand up and speak the truth, yes, you're going to be penalized. Jesus told us that. Jesus in the scriptures, what we all claim and say that we read, the majority of us Christians, even if we are coming from other conscious communities, Egyptologists. Oh, I'm a Moor. Oh, I'm a 5%er. Oh, I follow Marcus Messiah Garvey. Oh, I'm a Muslim, you know. Oh, I'm just spiritual. Oh, I'm a guy. We have all these different denominations, all these different ideologies, all of these different how we want to be recognized. But none of us can escape the condition. It's nothing wrong with having your titles, but none of us can escape the condition. None of us can escape the reality of what we're seeing unfold. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us decades ago, it's coming a time, black man and woman, that you have to make a choice. We have to make a choice. Do we really understand sitting and reflecting and looking at ourselves in the mirror saying, damn, I got to make a choice. I got to make a choice. I got to go for what I know. Do I really want to stand on truth? See, when you put in your mind, I'm going to stand on truth. I'm going to strive in the best of ways that I can and strive to reach my purpose, then that means that you are starting to vision. You're starting to have a vision beyond yourself. You're starting to understand what you are tied to. You're starting to understand what you are connected to, right? And you're starting to understand that if I go this way, if I choose to go this way, I'm going to need the backing of the true living God. I'm going to need that backing. See, truth literally stands alone. That's not a cliche saying. We don't just read that in a book and say, oh yeah, truth literally stands alone. Truth stands alone. When you speak that truth, and by us being created in truth, being a direct descendant from Allah, from the supreme being, once Allah in his intelligence chose you to be manifested as a human being, the highest manifestation of himself in flesh. Once he allowed you to come forth, guess what? You are tied to truth. You are connected to truth. So when a system is shaped in falsehood, at some point in your life, you're going to have to come into the valley of decision because you're created in truth. I don't care how weird or how wired you are. Some of us, that light hit us. Some of us receive that light, but we can choose not to go into that light. That's what makes the human being so powerful. If we choose to stay in the darkness, we have that choice. But there are repercussions and consequences for staying in a certain condition. We hear old people say, hey, son, you need to change your life. That's wisdom that they have. You're heading in the wrong direction. Child always be in trouble, getting into it, always fighting. 7, 8 years old, getting suspended, getting kicked out of school, going to juvenile, this and that, woo, 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 woo. 5 years later, you hear they didn't got 15, 16. Oh, so-and-so was killed. He broke in somebody's house. That is a wisdom because that is a wisdom that we're able to see that God has equipped every human being with an intelligence to say, hey, look, there are laws that we have to abide by. A lot of us say, well, I do my own thing. See, all of us, you have your right to live in your truth. Yeah. We have to be careful on how we say that. Oh, man, everybody have a truth. We got to be careful. Because just saying that, oh, everybody have their truth. We're all connected in some way, in some form. We're all connected. Once we became a human being, there is truth in us. I don't care what, it's truth in you. You come forth into the world, is truth in you. But the world, the system that we have come into in the last 6,000 years has had the whole world living contrary to the truth. This is why we see the dissatisfaction. Because in our nature, the nature of it is bearing witness against a system. The system that we're in. So a lot of people, I want y'all to hear me. A lot of people are rooting for Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, in the privacy of their homes. A lot of the athletes, even though they're afraid, they're rooting for him. This is why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan boldly said, I know some of y'all like me. He said, but you have to talk to me in the alley. You gotta take me around back like I'm some cheap whore and talk to me in the alley, because you cannot be seen associating yourself with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Truth literally stands alone. And this is what we're seeing. So let's go back to the scriptures of when Jesus said that you have to pick up your cross and deny yourself. Brothers and sisters, I've heard the black man and woman come against Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, down my timeline so much. They making oh man, he's weird, he's crazy. His wife left him. He had all these children by this white girl, and they left him, and his wife left him, and now he just doing this because he's mad. He just talking like this because he's mad at the world. That don't even make sense. Again, I'm going to continue to drum in your mind and bring it to your attention. Do you think these multi-billion-dollar companies will separate a partnership and break away from him because of something that he said, which I believe was inaccurate about George Floyd? Do you think that Adidas is breaking away from Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, because of what he said about George Floyd? Do you really think that they're breaking away from him because he said white lives matter with the t-shirt on, standing with Candace Owens? Do you really think that Balenciaga is breaking ties with Ye because of George Floyd or white lives matter? Do you really believe that? You don't believe that. You're just afraid, like the masses, because you don't want anything to turn around on you and for them to put the spotlight on you and start interrogating you, because you don't want to lose what you have. And I understand that. But that's a lack of knowledge. See, when we have a lack of knowledge, it removes courage from us. The more that we learn of the truth, the more courage we start to build. Because now it's something in you that's building, and you're feeding on truth, and God is truth. So the more you feed on the truth, the God in you is preparing for whatever situation comes your way. This is why Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, said, I'm about to go DEFCON 3. Oh, come on, family. A lot of us start speaking out of a lack of ignorance, a lack of knowledge. We start speaking and spewing things due to our ignorance. A lot of us didn't even know what he was talking about, but we thank Almighty God Allah for our brother, our assistant minister to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our brother student minister Ishmael Muhammad. Oh, he broke it down beautifully this past Sunday at Mas Mariam, talking about DEFCON 3 is a military alertness and readiness. See, he broke that down. He broke that down, letting us know, okay, this is what this is, DEFCON 3, in the military. It's a level of alert and awareness that is raised against their opposition, against their enemies. An attack is coming. So they raised their conscience, they've raised their readiness and alertness, and be ready to attack. Be ready for, and they're ready for what? He said, DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Is he lying? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, is he lying? Brothers and sisters, this is what they are afraid of. This is why Adidas separated the partnership. This is why Balenciaga separated the partnership. This is why Gap broke away from the partnership. See? But here it is, the ignorant black man and woman, that we are okay with living on a horizontal level. We don't even know anything about this. We don't even want to read this. But we have so much to say about our brother. Oh, that nigga stupid. Oh, man, he dumb. Oh, that's good. That's good for him. I hope they take all his money. See, that is an enviness. That is a Willie Lynch syndrome that is tied to us. It is a disease that we're continuously feeding on. It is a cesspool. It's a cesspool. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, separation is greater and better than praying. A lot of us didn't understand that. A lot of that went over a lot of our heads. And then the minister come right back and break it down and say, what good is it to be praying in a cesspool? You're praying. See, what is he telling us? He's trying to teach us the reality of prayer. See, even salvation, we hear the word salvation. As Christians, we hear the word salvation, it pacifies us. It put us in a passive state of mind. Oh, salvation. So you become soft. You become almost to where you let your guards down because you hear salvation. Jesus wants to he wants us to be in salvation. Oh, I got to come to salvation. That doesn't mean to get soft. Actually, salvation means to equip yourself, because in salvation you're coming into truth. What are we thinking that salvation looks like? Huh? We allow our opposition to paint an image of salvation for us. So when we are programmed and we hear the word salvation, it pacifies and it dumbs us down and we let our guards down. Yes, a lot of them not ignorant. We're just afraid. We're just afraid. We're afraid. We're looking at a so-called reality, and it is a reality, but we're not trusting in the true living God. This is why in the Nation of Islam, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling you, you need to pay more attention, brothers and sisters, to the Nation of Islam. Watch the knowledge, watch the intelligence, watch the display, watch the research, watch the intel, watch the detail that is coming out of the Nation of Islam. God says he's not the author of confusion. If you give yourself an opportunity to sit down and listen for 1 hour, you're going to hear things that's going to intrigue you. You're going to hear things that you're going to have questions on. It's going to open you up for questioning. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always, I want to save time for question and answers. Because when you have a question and answer session, what happened is you ignite the spirit inside of the human being. You're asking a question. When you ask a question, you're open for the answer. You're opened for understanding. But if you don't ask no questions and you just let it go in and one, and this, oh yeah, that was good, man, and you go on, and it is what it is, the condition will never change. I hope I'm making sense, brothers and sisters. I don't want to hold you long, but I was moved by the Spirit. I was moved and inspired to go live, man. And the people who are going crazy on our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, I want you to hear me. A lot of them that's saying, oh, I'm happy for him. When you look at their condition, they may have money. But when you look at and you listen to them, they are so saturated in hatred for themselves, so saturated in hatred for their brothers and sisters. They ain't even try. I don't want to fast. I don't want to do none of that. Oh, I can't fast, man. I just can't fast. That ain't for me. See, we shoot ourselves down so fast that it actually turns over to where we shoot our other brothers and sisters down, and we don't even know that we're doing it. A lot of times, it's to become so natural that the environments and the iniquity have shaped us into where we think that this is normal. I had a brother tell me, he covering up his face, and he getting out on stage, and he got a stocking cap all the way over his face to where we can't see him, and man, that ain't normal. I had to think about what he said. I said, wow, that's not normal. So I look into the Quran, and Allah says that Satan will make you think that your deeds are fair seeming. Huh? When we just say, oh, God is my Lord, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, Satan can say it too. In fact, Satan can masquerade in disguise. And he can show you, hey, I can get you this too. But what he doesn't tell you is, I can get you the same thing that God can get you. But with me, you got to pay a price. You got to give me your soul. So what we're seeing right now is, I'm afraid. So it's going back to who? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that it is not the white man that's keeping us in the condition that we're in. He said it is the fear of the white man that is keeping us in the condition that we're in. He said he's a man just like you. But because we can't see God, or we don't understand God, we see the white man. We see the dollar bill. We see the white man's face on the money, which we can get that money with his face on it, and we can turn this and trade this for things that will make us comfortable. House, car, food, shelter, clothes. If I turn this paper in with his face on it, I will be able to get the necessities that I need in my life. But that's not the ceiling. We have to go to the attic. See, we cap ourselves off and we leave it right there. Okay, money. White man faces on the money. I know one thing. If I become a millionaire, if I get a lot of these papers with the white man's face on it, it's going to turn my life into vacations. It's going to turn my life into be able to secure my family. I get it. That's a fact. But God is saying, I'm the one who made him. I'm the one who's in control of the paper. That's another level that we have to go. That's the level that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has literally went to. You can take it or you can let it alone, family. I'm telling you what's real. Truth literally stands alone. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the example. He showed us. I'm not apologizing. I'm going to continue to speak the truth. And not only am I going to continue to speak the truth, I'm coming to you with it. I'm coming to the dragon. I'm calling out the dragon. I'm walking to death. This is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. I'm walking to death. I'm walking to it. Come on. I'm coming to you. I'm poking you. I'm calling you. Come on out. How many of us can say that? We see people getting away. And then they talk about, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, he's doing all of this anti-Semitic stuff. He's talking terrible and he's saying damaging words. But it's okay to talk about killing your brother in a rap song. It's okay to talk about degrading this sister in a rap song. It's okay. As long as we talk about each other, as long as we continue to talk down on each other, it's not a problem. We calling Ye weird. But they made everybody apologize. They made LeBron apologize for rapping a song that says something about I'm getting Jew money. Something like that. I'm getting Jew money. Oh, you got to apologize for that. You hurt our feelings. Oh, I apologize for saying that. He's a billionaire. We talk indirectly. Right. What was damaging? I want to know that too. What was so damaging? Let me read something to you and then we're going to close because I want to respect time and I have other things to do as well. I just wanted to come on and I wanted to share this inspiration in me and I wanted to put it in your ear. I wanted to put it in your heart. I wanted to put it in your mind so that you could see. Let me tell you something. The Nation of Islam is not going anywhere. Get comfortable. I'm just being honest with you. Get comfortable. Get comfortable with seeing the Nation of Islam. Even when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan departs, it's going to be a lot of questions. Oh, what is the nation going to do now? What are they going to do now? Just keep living and keep breathing and keep watching. And see how truth stands alone. How truth stands alone. That's right. Pull up your chairs. In fact, don't even pull up your chair. Get on the field with us. Get in the game, activate yourself and get in the game with us. I want to read something to you. This is why they are afraid of our brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. This is why they're taking all of the things from him. This is why. This is why. Jewish success in the KKK South, department stores, and more. The department store appeared in almost every city throughout the country, most of them owned by Jews. Macy's, Saks, Gimbel, Litz, Snellenberg, and Bamberger are only a few of the numerous department stores which spread throughout the land. We're talking about multi-billion-dollar department stores. Y'all heard of Saks? Y'all heard of Macy's? We've all been in these places and shopped and spent money. Oh man, they got the new so-and-so. I'm about to go get them. Yeah, me too. Where you going? Saks. Where you going? I'm finna shoot to the Macy's. Man, they got that new cologne, man. They got that new Sauvage. They got that Sauvage, man. Where you going to get it? At Macy's. Man, I'm finna shoot to Saks. See? As long as we are asleep, we in line. We in line. As long as we self-destructing, we in line. We okay. And this was said by a Rabbi Alan Tarshish. Everything about this book, this is what I love. See, all of this come from rabbis and monks and Jewish scholars. See, we have to understand what a Talmud is. We don't even know what that is. A Talmud, what is that, brother? This is why this is important. You should have nothing to say bad about the Nation of Islam. Nothing should come out of your mouth ill about the Nation of Islam, because let me tell you something. Being able to stand up for truth, knowing at any time these agents can come to you and approach you. We need you to be quiet. I'm not being quiet. No, man. No. It's something in me that only God can say, hey, look. No. No, man. I got to live in some truth, because I have a 3-year-old. My 22-year-old I had to bury because of the shaping of iniquity. The things that I done in my life shaped in iniquity. I'm absent in his life. You see the domino effect? Do you see how every generation affects the other generations, because we're living in falsehood? So who's going to stand up? Who's going to say enough is enough? Who's going to say, you know what? See, a lot of us don't want to do it because it haven't touched us. But when you lose a son or a daughter, something that's a part of you, I'm not trying to make somebody feel a certain way, but it's not that I don't care, because I care. But I knew the way that my son, how he eventually died. It was through violence. It was through ignorance. It was through self-hatred. It was through hating one another. It was through being shaped in iniquity. It all started from a lie. It all started from deceptive intelligence. Why would I be quiet? Why would I say, you know what, man? Yeah, I don't want to be associated with that. Come on. I can't. A part of me is gone forever. Gone forever. What am I fearing? What do I got to fear? My life? I got to go anyway. At some point, I got to go anyway. I'm not trying to be stupid and say, oh, I don't care and I don't know what, I don't care how I move. No, it's not that at all. But see, let me tell you something in our close. You never know where you'll end up in your life when you go through something. You don't know. I mean, we can study, we can say we want to be this, we want to be that. That's fine. But you never know where the course of life is going to take you. See? And once you find yourself in a certain situation in your life, you have to make a choice. You're literally sitting in the valley of decision. I got to make a choice. Damn, what do I do? And it's not always easy to make. Oh, it's not easy to make. And I know y'all understand this. A lot of us are sitting in the valley of decision right now with something pertaining to our job, our family, our relationships. And we're literally sitting trying to figure out which decision I'm going to make. You're always sitting in the valley of decision with something that you got to choose. You have to make a decision. And God, in his intelligence, he knows sometimes he have to put a situation in our life to put the fire up under us to get us to make the decision. You got to make the decision. You can't stay here. You got to go. You have to make a decision. All of us got to go through that. But I close with this. We have seen one who stood alone. And we also seen the world come down on one, put the pressure on him. And he came out untouched. Yeah, they put a death plot on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Yeah, they gave him more radiated seeds than he needed, and it burnt his insides out. But guess what? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is still here by the grace of Allah God and his exalted Christ. He's still here, so he's showing us all of this that they did to me. I was close to my deathbed. I was on my deathbed. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they said he was out. And his daughter, I think it was Fatima, was saying that the minister just kept on saying, all praise is due to Allah. Whatever your will is, all praise is due to Allah. How hard is that, man? How hard is that? Can we imagine being on our deathbed? Everybody think it's over. And here it is. The only thing that you keep saying is all praise to Allah. You ain't saying, oh, Allah, please don't let me go. Please don't take me. But you're saying, let your will be done. All praise. If it's fine with you, it's fine with me. All praise is due to Allah. That's heavy. How many of us can say that? We will be wise to be humble when we're asked that. None of us should jump up. Me, I'll do it and woo, woo, woo. Just be quiet. That's something to reflect on in your existence with the relationship with your God. Humbleness. What we're seeing our brother going through right now, that's heavy. Every time you look up, you got an agent calling you. Hey, they just got rid of you. They just broke partnership here. You lost 250 million here. You lost another 600 million here. Yeah, we gotta call you. Gap just broke. You just lost another 500 million here. You just lost another 400 million here. But look at what God is doing. See, we got to go back and read the story of Job. That is not for entertainment. That is not a street novel. Reading the Bible, reading Proverbs, reading the story of Job. That is not like coldest winter ever. That is not a book for enjoyment. That's real. When we read about how all the things were stripped from Job, what did God tell Satan? Have you considered my servant Job? Oh, come on. You don't think God is saying that about us? Have you considered my servant, so and so, so and so, whatever your name is. If he's doing it to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and he's allowing it to happen to Brother Ye, or formerly known as Kanye West, don't you think your name is in there too? You don't think that if you're telling God, I want to strive and be on the right side of history. I want to be on the right. I want to make a major impact in the world. Don't you think that don't you think that Satan is coming? Don't you think it's going to be some things that's going to be stripping you? Come on, family. So that's why we should be humble. That's why we should reflect and remain humble, man, and reflect on what we're seeing. Keep our eyes and ears on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, brothers and sisters, if there is anything that I've said that has rubbed anybody the wrong way, that is not my true intention at all. But if there is something that I said of benefit, understand that it comes directly from Allah through me. I'm a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I'm striving to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and help myself with self-improving. I tell you all the time, brothers and sisters, that self-improvement is our protection. And a lot of time we need it. We need it ourselves. I know I need it. I know I need it. It's times where I fall short of the glory. It's times where I fall short, and it's times where I'm in a dark space. But as long as I'm breathing, light is always present. No matter how dark your situation is, light is always present. So again, I have my YouTube going right now as well. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please subscribe to the YouTube page. And let me show you. This is my it's Winford X, okay? That is my YouTube, Winford X, but I'm gonna put it right here so y'all can subscribe to it. That's me. All right, Winford X, that's me. That's my YouTube, okay? Subscribe to it because you might want to replay this. You might want to go back, and this can spark more dialogues that we need to have, okay? Nothing wrong with being entrepreneurs. Let's get it. Being entrepreneurs, learning about the banks, learning about your money. See, there is no way that we could see the black man and woman are on a rise. We're on a rise. The black man and woman is on a rise. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, now he's in talks with all black-owned companies. He's in talks with merging with them. See, God is in control. God is showing you don't need them. You don't need the white man. You don't need the so-called Jew. You don't need that. I'm showing you to unite with your people. You have friends all around the world for you. This is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was doing. He went around the world making friends for us. Can you imagine what those dialogues was like? How do you make friends for a nation of people that are lost in the knowledge of themselves? Those some heavy dialoguings, man. Those some heavy, I bet you those conversations was heavy. All praise is due to Allah. So, brothers and sisters, may Allah continue to be pleased with you. Always understand, man, before we judge something, always go for the actual facts. Always do the research. Always make sure that you have a comprehensive knowledge about the situation before we throw our people away. I don't care if it's your family member, your friends, your co-workers, wherever, but God is showing all of us this example in front of us. All of us are Job, just not Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, but God is showing us no matter how much money you get, money is not going to buy you the relationship with white people. I want you to hear me. Your money is not going to appease the white man to be your friend. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said the Jew is not our friend. He's not our friend. How can he be our friend when he's continuously sucking our blood and extorting us? He's not a true friend to us. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a true friend to the black man and woman in America and all over the world. How do we know, Brother Winfred X? How do you know, Knowledge 5845, that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a friend to us? Because he's given us nothing but 100% truth, no matter the consequences and repercussions. He's given us 100% truth. All the things that he had to suffer and what he's suffering now to go through to give us the truth. That's a real friend to us. That's a real friend. So be careful what you say about the Nation of Islam. Be careful of, oh, I don't follow that because they believe this and that. You don't know what we believe. Find out for yourself. Do your own research. Give yourself an opportunity to accept your own and be yourself. With that being said, I greet you in the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.